Hi, everybody. Welcome into today's show here on JTV. It is Hump Day. It is Wednesday. I'm David. That's Adam. Hopefully the rain doesn't shake out as bad as it is. We're doing this before the rain gets here, so hopefully baseball doesn't get moved around too much.
Like it always does.
I know. And they don't have very many other days, though, because the next round of the postseason is Saturday. So they can't move it anyways.
Right. There's always a time like that in MLB as well, where it's like getting towards the end of the year, it's like you don't really have that makeup time.
You can play Thursday or Friday, but if you play Friday, then you have to turn around and play again at 10 a.m. Saturday in the next round, and that's just not going to happen. So speaking of baseball, kicking off our show today. Oh, by the way, thank you, the Insurance Circle Agency.
Always thank you to them.
I got to thank my sponsor
of
first.
course.
Oh, and I'm wearing the Alro Steel 75 years hat
I
today.
just noticed that.
Yep. The Al Glick Youth Football Camp is coming up.
Yep.
Speaking
that's
of them.
that's always fun. Me and Noah will be out there. I think we were trying to see if
next Saturday, June 14th.
Andy will be out there to do some of the first interviews, and I think we're going to try to see if we can get Max out there as well. So it'll be a full house as always.
Who knows? Maybe I'll show up.
Yeah.
I haven't told anybody.
I was going to say, you haven't told me that.
No. Well, it depends. If we have a team that makes a state semifinal or final, I won't be.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I was going to say, what does that have to do with it? But no, I get that. Yeah.
High school baseball regionals today, Wednesday. Division II at Marshall. They are now playing at Spring Arbor. This is before the games play, so by the time you watch this, most of the games will almost or be done. But Spring Arbor hosting Western versus Mason regional semifinal at 4:30. Winner will play at U of M in the Sweet 16 on Saturday. So the winner will likely play Williamston. So I might be able to see Max Fritz on Saturday at U of M. So that'll be cool. Division III at Hudson, Grass Lake taking on Onstead at 2 p.m. Winner will play either Leslie or Lumen at Adrian College on Saturday at 10 a.m. Lumen playing Leslie. They're playing at 5 o'clock. The rain's supposed to come between 3 and 4. They're not going to play at 5. I mean, you can, unless if it's like a torrential downpour or lightning, you can't. But you can play baseball in the rain. Really, I think the only thing they worry about is putting a tarp over the pitcher's mound and then home plate, and then just taking the bags off the field. But otherwise, you can play. It just becomes just a wet mess on the field. That's all. And then Division IV at Addison. Concord originally was supposed to play at 4. Got moved up to 2, and then got moved up to 1. So 1 o'clock, Concord taking on Vermontville, Maple Valley, and the winner will play at Spring Arbor on Saturday in the regional final. So 4 baseball teams left and 4 softball. Again, Division III at Leslie on Saturday morning. Hanover playing Lumen at 10 a.m., and the winner will play in the regional final at 2. So the regional winner will play at JC in the quarterfinal on Tuesday. So that'll be a great facility at Jackson College to host one of the final 8 teams in the state. So, and because JC doesn't have a softball team, that field hasn't been used in over a year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's right. I totally forgot about that. Well, it'll hopefully be in nice shape. I mean, nobody's been able to rough it up, so.
Well, hopefully we have either Grass Lake or Columbia or be either Hanover or Lumen there.
Yeah.
So we'll find out by Saturday. So, and then Clinton, Columbia, and Hudson at 10 a.m. and Grass Lake taking on Monroe St. Mary Catholic Central at noon. And in girls soccer, Plymouth Christian Academy on Tuesday night defeated Lumen Christi, winning in a shootout. They were still tied. Plymouth was up 2-1 with 4 minutes left in the overtime period. Lumen scored to tie it up at 2, and then they went to a shootout, and Plymouth beat Lumen 3-2. So the defending D4 state champions, Lumen Christi, are now eliminated in the final 16 teams. And real quick here, subscribe to JTV Sports because, again, we have the baseball regionals happening, 4 of them, and 4 teams left in softball. So for all the photo galleries and the Center for Family Health scoreboard and photo results and more, check out this weekend jtv.tv and subscribe to JTV Sports. And check out our show's Facebook page as well and JTV for updates and on our Twitter throughout the day. Also coming up on the show today, we'll take a quick look at the high school boys golf state finals happening this weekend. I'll tell you who's playing. We'll show you again some Selby track and field highlights, some softball highlights at the end of the show. Jackson Golf Tour City Championship still going on. The Tigers lost to the White Sox.
I was about to say, we don't have to talk about the Tigers this show.
But the other games went good. We weren't here. They played after we filmed Monday, but Kerry Carpenter had 3 home runs.
Yeah,
and they played great.
I'll say this: that will be probably the only game the White Sox will beat us this year.
I would hope.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we're up 4-1 in the series right now against them so far this season. So I think that'll probably be the only loss we have against them.
And also Jackson College is hosting some summer sports camps. Tell you some info on that. And Rick Smith, the coach of JC Baseball, will be on the Bart Hawley show today. Him and Courtney Ivins, so they will share more details on all their upcoming summer sports events. So all that and more coming up on the show today. We'll talk some golf when we come back. Welcome back here on JTV. Thank you to Pataki Orthodontics, PatakiOrtho.com, Grass Lake, Hillsdale, and Coldwater. High school boys golf state finals happening this weekend, and we still have 4 teams competing in and across several divisions. So congratulations to all of our area high school golfers who are playing in these state finals. Division 2 at Bedford Valley and Battle Creek, Western qualified as a team and 2 individuals from Jackson. Division 3, back at one of your alma maters, Grand Valley, they're playing at the Meadows. Lumen and Leslie both qualified as a team, and 1 individual from Hanover Horton. And at Ferris State in Division 4, Jackson Christian qualified as a team. So congratulations to everybody competing in the boys golf state finals this weekend. So next, when we come back, our next show, we will have the results. And also, this last weekend, the track and field state finals happened, and quite a few of those runners we saw at the Selby Track and Field Classic, which happened last Tuesday. Again, you can catch will we have the full broadcast again on this weekend? I know we had it on last weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be that reminds me, I got to send people information on that. But yes, that is going to be this weekend.
Asked preemptively, then I apologize.
No. We are going to do it, but it was the thing was what are we going to pair with it? But we're going to do one of the JC baseball games that we covered along with that. But yeah, that will be replaying this weekend. Yep.
So, catch the full broadcast of the Selby Track and Field Classic with Uncle Andrew Hawley and Ted Ludlow. But if you missed it, we do have some highlights to show you from JTV Sports. Let's take a look.
Barrel Executive Seal Coat and Ducks of Mid-Michigan for helping us bring you today's James R. Selby Track and Field Classic. Also, thank you to Extreme Dodge. Work with 1 salesperson the entire time. Here we go. The girls 110-meter hurdles at the James R. Selby Track Classic.
Guns up, and here they go.
Kind of a slow start for Spoon.
Watch the center of that track, though. She's got long legs. Here she goes. She's making her move.
Look at that.
There she goes. Nice run.
She will
finish first.
Wow.
Right behind her in second looked like the Columbia Central girl.
You know, she got off to a little bit of a goofy start, but still ran a 16.3. And we're off.
Here we go. Watch that middle of the track. The Manchester athlete has the best time coming in, but Hanover looks really strong coming through. Yeah, Hanover looks really good.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, Hanover's going to win this easily. Nice job. Second place will be the Manchester athlete, followed by
Northwest. Wow, that was a good race.
Where's that Western? That was third as well. I think it might have been Western. Different jersey.
Here we go.
And they're off. Looks like center of the track, Chloe from Lumen Christi is right there behind
Brady Lehman.
And they're right there together, followed by Jackson High, and that's how they're going to finish.
Lehman
1, 2, 3 there.
Wins, and I believe she won last year's
She did.
100-meter dash. She is an absolute talent. We are going here with the boys.
100, and they are fast.
Goodness.
Jackson High in the middle of the track flying. They're going to finish 1, 2, 3, it looks like. Yep, they do. Jackson High really solid with that race. Parents of the athletes don't get to watch. You know, they have to get here really early, and then they spend a lot of time.
Here we go, the girls 400.
And like we said, this is a sprint.
What do you think in the Drummond household? What do you think the conversations are like?
They're about go faster.
Yeah, who's faster? I'm faster. Just settle it. Just race. And they're coming down the backstretch. Berkeley Drummond is leading. Homer is in second place right now, followed. Excuse me, that might be that's Leslie. Excuse me.
Oh, that's Everett, right?
Yes.
Everett Drummond. Right?
Yep, Everett Drummond in the lead.
Yep.
She's being pushed.
And she's gonna coast through. She's not working to her full potential right now.
She just ran a 59
and change, and that was and she ran it smooth. Here we go, they're off.
Great start by Amin and Walters.
Yeah, they both look like they're in good form coming out.
And this is all going to come down to that final 100 meters. We'll see who's going to be there.
Walters has closed the stagger already on everybody.
He's cooking.
He looks really smooth right now, too. He doesn't look like he's overcooking it. He just looks like he's got a lot of speed coming out.
Right now we're at about...
Amin's going to kick it in here now and start to chase him. You can see a little bit of an acceleration.
We are 32 seconds into the race, and
here they come into that final 100.
Walters might have enough, though.
Amin's on his shoulder. Well, he's still back a little bit. Walters looks really smooth right here.
Oh, we're going to have a finish.
Oh, he's cramping up a little bit. He's tightening up. Amin is pushing him.
And
oh, my gosh. Amin, at the line. I don't know.
We're going to have a...
I think Walters got the lead, but boy, that was a race.
That was...
farther ahead than some of the older kids coming through right now.
That's an interesting point. Here we go, the girls 300-meter hurdles, Columbia Central. Melissa. We're on first name basis with everyone here today, Ted.
Alicia Comte is in this race for Lumen Christi as well down in Michigan Lane 2.
We're going to have to put our glasses back on.
Keep it on the track here. The middle of the track, Columbia Central is the favored runner in this race.
Yeah,
she looks really smooth coming through. She's taking the hurdles quite easily, running great in between them. And Columbia Central will win this going away. And Manchester in second. Looks like Lumen potentially is third. Yeah, Lumen will finish third. they're off. Looks like a good clean start. Everybody out of the blocks.
Grant Johnson's got a really big stride. He runs those hurdles smooth. He doesn't, you know, a lot of 300 hurdle runners, they'll just jump over them, right?
He kind of steps over
Yeah,
him.
he's kind of got some good form, doesn't he?
Oh, he went
no!
down! Down he goes!
Oh, no, I hope he's okay. And,
caught a toe on the hurdle. He was having a good race, too, there.
And it looks like Western is going to end up winning this race. That is...
I don't know. Here we go. Columbia, or East Jackson's coming hard. Oh,
Wow! Manchester!
Oh, look at him.
Wow!
Glenn Manchester wins it.
He said, I got your back, buddy. Sawyer
Yeah.
Lutt. Unbelievable.
There we go. We got a clean start there. And we kept everybody in the race, and that's what's important. Looks like, who's at the top up there? East Jackson? They're in blue.
Grass Lake.
Grass Lake, they went out to a huge start. Great first leg so far.
The team of Bullock, Cruz, Jarko, and Bullock. We've got 2 Bullocks.
And they will cut in after the first exchange on that back stretch. So they'll all run outside of lanes at some point here.
The team of Lumen Christi has
They're fighting up on the inside.
Fazekas, Lopez, Tello, and Schrader. Concord has Barrett, Sainz, Lehman, and Ryan. Leslie has Krupa, Kreischer, Flannery, and Messner. And Western has Wilcox, Goff, Dameron, and Quiroga.
Hanover Horton has the lead here, but Lumen is closing fast.
They're grinding, Ted.
Yeah, Lumen's going to take the lead. Macy Fazekas is going to take the lead at the exchange.
It's a great finish. Great run.
Hanover held.
Ooh, we've got a little lane outage there on the Grass Lake, but I don't think anyone.
No interference. Yeah.
Nope, no interference, no big deal.
So Hanover Horton and Lumen Christi are kind of neck and neck out here. They're going to cut in right about now. Cut in. There they go. And we'll be able to measure them a little bit easier now where they are distance to each other.
The Lumen Christi runner looking very strong after the Hanover Horton runner got off to that good
That's
start.
one of the little that's a little Lopez girl, and she is going to go by Hanover Horton here in a second.
Yeah, that is. I think it's is it
Layla.
Layla?
Layla
Lopez.
Lopez,
Yeah,
yeah.
team of Fazekas, Lopez, Tello, and Schroeder. And again, Hanover the team of Hamaspar, Swihart, Toda, and Russ.
Diatello will run this second lap here, and she is in position. They're jockeying.
What
It
a-
looks like Lumen is going to pass and do the first exchange.
Layla Lopez with a great kick on
Hanover
that
Horton.
final backstretch, and here comes Grass Lake as well, but it's 1, 2, 3.
There goes
Concord's
Diatello.
right there. Here comes Brady Lehman. You're going to want to watch for her, see what she can do to make up some time. And again, we've got those first 5 teams all within 1 second of each other on their season best.
There goes Brady Lehman. She's coming up. She just passed the Hanover Horton runner. Looks like Diatello from Lumen is going to get passed by Grass Lake on the outside.
Best time coming in tonight, Ted, is Hanover Horton with a time of 4:17.51. And right behind them, Grass Lake. Lumen Christi and Concord, their best times around are 4:19.44 and 4:19.88. So we could have some PRs set tonight, possibly.
Diatello has faded back to third, and it looks like she might get passed even by Hanover Horton. But nice race here. Everybody's strong. Grass Lake in the lead.
Yeah, I wondered how long Brady Lehman was going to be able to keep that pace. It looks like she
She's
ran
going to hold it all the
the
way.
wrong race.
She's just a really fantastic athlete.
Yeah, strong.
Here comes Jackson up on the Leslie up on the outside. Going to
Tell-
pass Lumen as well.
Diatello not going away. And
Okay.
here we go. We've got the top 5 on the track, top 6 on the track. And Grass Lake is off.
They're kind of running away right
They
now.
are. Again, we just don't know what's going to happen until you get that last lap. Obviously, a lot of times it's the strongest runner runs that anchor 400, and that can be sometimes a 3-4 second difference in some other teams' runners.
Well, this is a good race right now. It looks like Leslie's coming up on Hanover on the outside for second right now. Grass Lake's still running away with it at the lead.
Got people yelling from the stands, loving it, cheering on their kids. Grass Lake with just a phenomenal race.
Grass Lake solid.
We
Lumen has faded back now. Western is going by Lumen as well.
Grass Lake is going to blow away their time. 4:14 unofficially.
Wow.
4:18 for Concord, which is right about on par, but Grass Lake.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. The boys 4x4, the last race of the 2025 Selby. Again, I want to thank a couple of our sponsors tonight. Farrell Executive Seal Coat, Ducks of Mid-Michigan, the Insurance Circle Agency, Southern Michigan Bank and Trust, Minuteman Sewer, and College Chevrolet.
But Columbia and up at the top, Concord went out fast. Western went out pretty smooth. They're falling back though in this.
Yeah, I need to see what's going on. You know, also, well, we do. Our staff on the floor has told us that they are going to go for this record because we did see them in some other races, maybe have some subs and some relays. But if Western's going to get this record, they better start cooking right now.
I mean, Concord went out strong. Columbia behind them. Out here on the outside is Northwest Mounting.
I mean, you still can do it for sure.
They came in at 56, though. That's going to take, everybody's going to have to run.
No, they're not going for it.
Everybody's going to have to run under 50 coming through.
Yeah, they're not going for it. You look at Concord right now. Concord and Columbia Central, those are your teams. Hanover Horton with a nice run down the backstretch. I'm going to have to talk to Joe Hawley about that information he gave us.
Yeah, I mean, statistically it proved true, but it doesn't seem to be transferring over to the track.
Yeah, I agree. Either way, two great. We've got three right here going strong. This is what's great about this race is you are seeing people finish with everything they have. Columbia Central 1, Concord 2, Hanover Horton 3.
Columbia's going to hold on to the lead here going into the third leg.
Ooh, we've got a little bit of a jam up.
Look at the height on that Concord kid. Remember kid Jesse Hersha?
Oh,
who ran for
they've had
Concord,
a few.
Who was really
They've had a few
yep.
tall kids.
Yeah.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, Columbia, Concord, Hanover Horton, and then we've also got. Is that Northwest coming up this?
Yeah, they're going to pass Hanover out there.
Okay.
Well, they're coming fast. Where's that Jackson High?
Might be Jackson High. No, it's not Jackson High. It's Northwest.
Northwest, wow. Great move.
I want to give a shout out to our photographer, Sean Walicki, for his excellent work tonight. Check out Sean.
I think it is Jackson.
All of Sean's work on JTV.tv. It's Jackson Northwest.
Is it really? Wow.
Todd, I got you got your glasses laying on the table.
I got them off. Oh, Concord making a big move in this last leg.
Oh my goodness. Concord and Columbia Central 1 and 2.
Teams are going to fight it out.
Crowd's going to welcome everybody home at the...
Well, Columbia's making a big move on the backstretch. Coming right up on the shoulder. Let's see if he slingshots him coming out.
Oh, these two are racing.
Yeah.
We've got a race here at Jackson High. The last 110 meters for the 4x4. The last race of the night.
The Columbia kid's a lot bigger.
Let's see if his stride works out. We've got a dog fight. Woo!
Here they come.
What a finish by Columbia Central.
Columbia's pulling out here now. Yeah,
look at that.
He's going to finish this thing strong.
That's giving everything you got. And
333.
Yeah, 333. I will tell you what, Western's anchor leg came back and they finished third in that. So shout out Western.
Welcome back here on JTV. So the Jackson Golf Tour still continuing, one of their marquee events, the City Championship, continuing this week, Country Club of Jackson. The quarterfinals are happening on Thursday, the round of 8, and then the final 4 on Friday, and the 36-hole final happening on Saturday. So you can go to jacksongolf.net and keep up with the results and on the Golf Genius app throughout the weekend. Tigers taking on the White Sox in Chicago Monday through Thursday. I believe it's a 4-game series. And then they are hosting the Cubs this weekend, Friday through Sunday. Tigers, big game on Monday. They won 13-1. Kerry Carpenter, 3 home runs. How about that?
Hey, they call him Kerry Bonds for a reason. Kerry Bonds.
The return of Parker Meadows on Monday.
Did you see that catch he made?
Yes.
Immediately. That was like in the first inning.
And the catch
so
that...
yeah, who was that made that catch?
McKinstry.
McKinstry, yeah. I think he slid in.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure, didn't it like bounce, like Dylan Dangler, wasn't he going to catch it or something?
I can't
remember, but yeah. That was a sick play.
Yep. So 4-game series with the White Sox, and that better be the only loss on Tuesday.
I bet you it will.
So we'll see. Do we know who? And we can find out during the break and get back with you guys. But who? And I forget who pitched yesterday for the Tigers.
It was pitching anarchy, pitching chaos because we was just relievers. But Holton, who's probably our best reliever, was the one that gave him and Vest are probably our best relievers, and he gave up the home run and gave up the runs there. So that sucked.
Did you see? So Jackson Jobe is now on the IL.
Yes.
Not permanently. It's not a super long-term injury.
Yeah.
But did you see the headline about he left the stadium, I think it was last week, after the game, before the media period post-game was done?
Yeah, he might have been upset with himself. I doubt that was a Tigers-imposed thing. I bet you he was just really upset.
And that was after his shaky performance.
Yeah, and his velocity was down like 3 miles per hour, so it's just not looking good. So something was going on with him. So
yeah, the clubhouse or the locker room stays open for up to an hour after the game for media and then for the AJ Hinch presser. And Jackson Jobe, of course, being the starting pitcher that day, had to stick around.
Right.
And left before the media window closed. You know what? And I don't. We have the same job. We're in the same field. So it's a part of our job to do those interviews. But what I don't get is I feel like, especially in the pros, I feel like there's too much media access.
Yeah, probably. But also, they get paid a lot of money to deal with the media.
Oh, no, I know, for sure. And that's a part of the job if you make it to the pros. Or even like Division I, football, basketball. That's a part of it. I wouldn't say it's part of their job in college, but with NIL money, it pretty much is turning into their job. But no, I think sometimes we get too much access. I don't have any specific examples like to share. I just think across the board, like the how frequent we do interviews in high school, which we don't do a ton, I like that frequency, and especially with it being high school athletes. I just think the media tries to open the door too much, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I could see that.
So that's just a personal thought.
Yeah.
There. So, Jackson College, before we go to break here, Jackson College summer sports camps coming up. They have a high school girls basketball camp happening June 11th, 6 to 8 p.m., $50, includes a T-shirt. Put that on a T-shirt. Register now at jccmi.edu or jacksoncollegejets.com. High school girls basketball players can practice their basketball skills and learn about the Jets program with college players and coaching staff. And youth ages 6 to 14 are invited to learn baseball fundamentals from current college coaches and players this summer. Join JC June 23rd through the 24th, 2-day event, 9 a.m. to noon. Cost is $85. And you can go to jccmi.edu again to sign up for the Jackson College Youth Baseball Camp. When we come back, high school softball doubleheader highlights. Figured we showed some softball highlights while we still have some teams left in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So we'll show you some softball highlights when we come back on JTV. Welcome back here on JTV. Thank you to the Insurance Circle Agency. You know, our next episode after this, I feel like we just celebrated 50 and then 75. Today's 74.
75.
75's after.
Can you believe it?
I know.
We're getting close to 100.
Well, we're coming up on a year.
Yeah.
We will not hit 100 before the year.
That's true.
But we will have our yearly anniversary coming up. And this coming football season, I believe, if I do my math correctly, I don't know, I wasn't very smart in school, but it'll be our 25th high school football season.
That's
Either
right.
25 or 26. So.
I think it's 25. I forgot to ask.
So I'm looking forward to that. So if it is 25, we have some cool stuff.
Yes.
That we have in the works.
And if it's 26, oops. Should have done it
Well,
last
we'll still have some cool stuff in the works
sure.
for football season.
Sure, of
anyway,
course.
So,
like every season.
but we do have to get through the rest of softball season first.
Yes.
And because Lumen Christi is one of our 4 local teams still in the tournament, we did our first ever live high school softball game on JTV really not that long ago still. Even though I feel like time flies by because we're already in June.
It has.
We do have some softball highlights. Thank you to Minuteman Sewer and Drain, and thanks to Lumen for the great facility, and thanks for having us out there. So here's some softball highlights from JTV Sports.
That one popped up shallow to left field. Miscommunication by the fielders, and that is going to drop for a base hit and an RBI. Lumen Christi early 1-0 lead at home. One ball and 2 strikes. That one was in the dirt. Let him make it 3 outs. We head to the bottom of the second. Lumen Christi still up 1-0. 3-1, that one's right in the gap, and that'll drop for a base hit. Furness going to come home, and it's 2-0 in favor of Lumen Christi. The 1-1, a straight line out to right field, and Rozak 2 for 2 on the day with their conference championship coming up on Friday. That one over the head of the second baseman. Second runner going to go home. Make that all 3 runners for Lumen. Grugy comes across the plate. That one's behind the third baseman. Inside the park for Furness, and 3 RBIs. It is 6-0 in favor of the Titans. Allowed in 7 innings. That one is fair. That was inside the line. That's Rendell with the hit, the junior number 22, and a double. Hit Rattler here. That one right off the glove of the third baseman, trying to go double. Doesn't get anything there. Shortstop got in the way of the second baseman, so a run. That one, great hit between center and left. Both runners coming home. And an RBI double, 2 RBI double for Ollie Powers, makes it 8-0 Lumen. Powers. That one deep into right field for Rendell. Gonna get past the right fielder. And 2 hits now on the day, 2 doubles for Hayden Rendell, number 22. Here's the pitch to right field for Simpson. It's going to drop for an RBI single, and the Pirates on the board.
You know, that may not seem like much, but that's huge for this department.
short backstop. Shallow pitch there. There's the first out. Runner gonna go home, gonna be close, and she's safe. The freshman Simpson. That was a close call, Max. And there's the last pitch. So Lumen Christi gets the third strike and the third out. Titans at home take game one 9-2 and avoiding a late rally by Coach Brigette and the Pirates. 9-2 final. Lumen wins game one. We'll be back with the post-game show after this. Okaneski, the hit there. Oh, didn't get on the bag, so bases loaded. Yeah, Okaneski with that hit, and then Lily Ganton.
You're right, I was here. All the powers that one. Way deep. It's one hop off the fence. That might clear the bags. Here comes the runner from first, rounding. And no contest at the plate. Powers helps herself out tremendously and gives herself a 3-run lead. That one hits skied high. Fall calls off the other defenders and makes the catch to end things here in the fourth. The Titans still lead by 3 as we head to commercial break. That ball dribbled to the infield. Third baseman checks the runner at second, fires over to first. We're going to try to get a double-up play. No, it's a fielding error for the Pirates, and that's going to allow Ruge to score uncontested from third. Strikes on her, she's got to be conservative, but takes a full rip at that one, hits down in the outfield grass, splits the infield, and gets the opening base hit for the Pirates. Simpson gets good contact on that one. That's going to get to the outfield. Here comes the run for the Pirates, and the Pirates are on the board as Hamlin crosses home plate. The team batting well over 400. She takes a rip at that. That may be the final out as it's skied. Deep out to second base. The second baseman drifts back to the outfield grass, puts it away, and the Lumen Christi Titans take both games against the Napoleon Pirates. Game 2 finishes 4-2. We'll come up with the wrap-up after this break.
So thanks to our entire crew, and you can check out photos from all the softball action and baseball and all the other sports we've been at online at jtv.tv. Thanks to Orthopedic Rehab Specialists. Because the Madden cover came out.
It did.
And the Stanley Cup playoff, the final starts tonight in the NBA tomorrow. I have something random I want to share first I saw on Facebook. So some people are... they make nice gestures and they pay for the person's food ordering behind them.
Where's this going to go? Okay.
So this wasn't last night, but the caption says, last night, this was not a local McDonald's, locally owned, so it's not sponsored.
I thought it was about to be like a Sheetz thing or something.
No.
Oh, okay.
Last night, I was at the McDonald's drive-thru, and the lady behind me honked her horn and made an obscene gesture because I was taking too long to place my order. So I paid for her food. When she got to the cashier, the first window to pay, she told them that I had paid for her meal, and then the lady who made the gesture felt embarrassed, naturally. But when I got to the second window to pick up my food, I showed them both receipts because I paid for both, so I ended up taking her food too.
So it just made more work for the McDonald's employees, so they just had to make it again?
Yep. So the lady, I think she probably flipped her off. She didn't say what gesture it was, but made a gesture. And then paid for her food and took her food. So she got 2 meals.
Then did everybody clap?
Oh, there's nothing else after that.
Yeah, I hate to burst your bubble, David, but I don't think that happened.
No, I know the account it was from.
Sure. I mean,
but no, I have seen it happen before. Not that particular situation, but I have been in line before at another establishment.
So
where
she just bought extra food, and that
pretty
was
much.
the joke.
But that's what I don't get is the lady flipped you off and you paid for her food.
Well, she didn't really, because the whole time she just planned on taking it. If this is real.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just a memo. My point is, be nice to people.
Be nice to people. I mean, that's a good memo to have. But
that's why you should go to Sheets instead.
Yeah.
But we don't have a Sheets.
Go to Sheets and get a quesarito.
You know?
Get some street tacos.
I will admit.
Get a milkshake.
I will admit. On Friday.
Yo.
I went to
Sheets?
No, I did not go to Sheets.
Oh.
But I went to another place that have the roll-up, whatever, the Ritos, the roll-up.
I know what you're talking about. I just want you to keep going.
Yeah.
Quesarito, is that what you're talking about?
No, it wasn't called that. It was another kind.
Or are you talking about taquitos?
Taquitos, that's
Okay.
what it was. Thank you.
Okay.
Couldn't
No, you're
remember the
good.
name of it.
No, you're good.
You knew what I was talking about. But
now I do.
I had never had one before.
You've never had a taquito
Until
before?
then. I tried
Really?
it. I will not say where I tried it at because it was a local place. But I wouldn't try it again.
You're not a big fan of taquitos?
It was okay.
You just need a good taquito. Just get the ones that you can get at, like, a grocery store, like the frozen kind.
You think
Throw
that
those
would be better than
throw those in the oven?
I'll tell you after we wrap up what
Okay,
place it was,
great.
and then you'll definitely recommend the frozen ones.
No, okay. Well, but still, like, you could get those ones. I forgot the name of the company, but they make them in, like, they have big boxes of them.
Yeah. The
Get
blue
those.
box of them,
Sure,
the frozen ones.
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
blue.
yeah,
There's another one that's like yellow. Get one of those. Those are a lot better.
Yeah.
Those got me through college, I feel like.
I feel like those kinds of cheap meals get a lot of people through college.
Yeah.
So, because I have a lot of friends still my age who are in college. So, I've definitely heard about that before. So if you're not going to the food hall on campus, it's something cheap like that.
Yeah, and gotta have some stuff that you can just throw, like if you have like a small toaster oven or something like that. Like,
right.
It's perfect
But
for the
some
dorms.
campuses don't let kids have those things though in their
That's
dorms.
true.
Some institutes are more picky than others,
I was lucky. I never had dorms. I always had apartments.
and that's
So I always had full kitchen.
and that's the benefit though,
Yeah.
because you do whatever you want
Exactly.
with that. So, back to sports related news. Madden 26 cover came out. It was Saquon Barkley doing the hurdle,
Yeah.
and that is awesome.
Yeah, I thought
wearing
that
the
was
Kelly green.
Yeah, and I mean, he was one of the big headlines last year. In other Madden news, I guess, from what is being told, they're going to make the movement a little bit more similar to how college football feels, which was my big complaint, which I had said previously that was.
We're
like one of my
finally
big
not going to
things.
get the exact same game.
Yeah.
There's going to be something different.
And they claim it's the biggest franchise overhaul in the last 10 years. We'll see
Good,
if that actually happens.
because we've been saying, you know how many times we've said on this show, it's the exact same
Yeah.
thing. But if you're buying NCAA, you might as well just buy it in the bundle and save money.
Yeah, I don't want to buy it, but if it ends up being a little bit better and it feels better, then I'm gonna want to play it. But I've had the inkling to play Madden this past one, and I own it, and I just can't get myself to reinstall it. That's how much I'm not a fan of that game. Because I'm like, I'm gonna install it, and then I'm gonna play for 2 minutes and be like, this sucks.
I don't blame you at all.
I hate that that's where we're at.
I know. Former Packers quarterback Kurt Bankert, who's now a streamer on Twitch.
That's
he
so
was,
funny. I was gonna bring this up too, but yeah, go ahead.
He was. I think he is one of the people like who tests it out.
Or they just give it to him early because that's his game that he plays, So
Right,
they
and
probably
he's an
gave him
NFL player, or
so
used to be,
I think
so.
they brought him in so he was able to like go to their studios or something to see some of this stuff.
Yeah, and he shared on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. He shared on there that same thing. The movement is going to be quicker and it's going to be completely different. And he recommends people actually buy this game.
Yeah.
So I believe him if it's somebody who actually has played the game while they're working on it. The source can't get more.
Yeah, I mean,
much more better than that.
only
So.
problem is if they flew him out there, invited him to this thing, maybe he's more inclined to say some nicer things about it, especially if he's like maybe like an ambassador for them. Who knows what the actual thing is? I
That's
guess
true.
I just lean cynical when it comes to Madden because I've been screwed so much on it that it's just kind of like, man, there's games that came out in 05 that are better than current Madden.
And the NCAA cover came out, and it's the same thing as the loading screen on 25 with all the
Yeah.
different teams. And the great Bryce Underwood is on the cover,
How
right
crazy.
in front.
That's so nuts.
A freshman quarterback who has not played a single snap of college football, who's already going to make $11 million in NIL thanks to Dave Portnoy. He's on the cover of Madden 26. So, and they stuck Ryan Day way in the back. So, I am excited for that, though.
I hope they just have done enough things with it. Hopefully it's not the same game.
Now, I think the majority of the game, in my opinion, was good. There are a few things,
For a first
and
year
we've talked
game,
about it.
Yeah, that was a decent game.
and we've talked about the changes that they should make or things that should be different. So you can go back and watch an old episode. We talked about that, but I'm excited for the new one to come out.
Yeah,
and
we'll
that's going to be in July. So
That sounds right. Yeah.
I'm
Madden
excited
probably
for
like
it.
early August.
Yep.
I would say.
And I'm praying for Adam's money because the Stanley Cup Final starts tonight with Edmonton.
That's right.
We're kind of somewhat of a big hockey family, and I say kinda because
That didn't rub off on you as much as you would think.
I can't
Yeah.
even skate,
Yeah, well, me either, but still.
and I've not called a hockey game for JTV.
That's what I'm
before.
saying. Like, come on.
Not that I don't want to. Not that I don't watch hockey. I don't know. I just don't know hockey enough to call a game. That's all.
Could you name 5 current players in the NHL?
Connor McDavid,
That's 1.
Alex Ovechkin.
Okay, fine.
Well, it counts.
It counts, but that's a cheap one.
Patrick Kane,
Okay.
Dylan Larkin,
Okay.
and wait. It's right.
This is the best segment that
No,
I've
it's
ever
not.
thought of.
No, it's not. We need to go.
I thought you were at least going to name another wing. I didn't. Red
Well,
Wing. I didn't.
who the hell would
expect-
want to watch the Red Wings anyways?
Hey.
They're awful.
Hey,
Who
Well-
wants to watch them anyways?
you got 4 out of 5. So yeah, maybe next season we'll work on watching a little bit more hockey.
But
You know what's fun is
Maybe.
college hockey. College hockey's atmosphere is really fun. I watched the Frozen Four this year. That was great.
Yep. But it's kind of divided within my family because a lot of people are pulling for Edmonton, of course, but also some people in my family are pulling for Florida because I have a couple aunts and I have
Yeah,
a
that's
cousin
right.
who lives
That's right.
in near Naples and Venice, and then part of the year my grandma, they live in Florida just like any other senior citizens do who live in Michigan. They go to Florida for the winter, so we're pretty divided. But you have your money on the Oilers getting it done and beating the Panthers this year.
I hope so. This is the year for them to do it.
And then the NBA Finals Thursday night, Thunder Pacers.
Come on, Pacers.
Yep.
But I'm happy it's either of those teams. I'm glad it's not like a Knicks or it's not like the same old team either. I just like hating
And the
on
Knicks fired their coach yesterday, Tom Thibodeau.
I didn't know that. That's crazy. He got him all the
Well,
way
that's
here.
breaking news to you.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
They did fire Tom Thibodeau,
Wow.
and I am very shocked.
Yeah.
Even though we know the Knicks aren't going to win a ring, still, he's the first coach since the 90s when Patrick Ewing played that got them to back-to-back 50-plus win seasons. He was also the first coach who got them back to the conference finals, and they fired him.
So reactionary. I can't wait to see if they get anybody good. I hope they get somebody not great and they
Well, the
start
first
playing
few-
poorly after this.
The first few names that have come up as possibilities, Jay Wright, Villanova, who now does college for CBS,
Mm-hmm.
Dan Hurley, UConn, but of course he was a rumor with the Lakers and that
Right,
never
right.
happened. Although he ain't winning anything now with UConn, so he could. Also, Michael Malone, who got fired from the Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the top 3 I've heard so far.
Well, get ready, New York, because I think you're going to go downhill, but we'll see.
Somebody said Stephen A. should coach the Knicks.
Well, I've heard people say Stephen A. for president.
I feel like he'd be better. I don't know what he would be better at. I'm actually being honest. If he'd be better as president or coach of the Knicks.
Did you ever see his?
Both would be bad.
Did you ever see, that guy, Caleb Presley, that was Barstool, that does the Sunday Conversation?
Yeah.
Did you ever see him with Stephen A. Smith? It's one of the funniest interviews I've ever seen. It's hilarious.
I haven't seen the whole. I've watched part of it.
It's so good.
I just watched the whole new one he did with Morgan Wallen.
Oh, I might not have seen that one
That's
yet.
a new
He's had
one.
him on multiple times, so I might not have seen
The new
recent.
one he just did with them.
Okay.
They start off the scene. Caleb's obviously sitting down.
Oh, I have seen this where he's just like, am I supposed to?
But there's no chair.
down? Yeah.
And Morgan's like, am I supposed to stand? He's like, oh, I didn't know if you wanted a chair or not.
Is that
It's
a
not-
song? Is that a song or something? What?
So, backstory. Wow, we have a lot of time to fill here. It's good. No, last time he got arrested was for throwing a chair off the top of the balcony, the rooftop
that's right. I
of
remember
Eric
this
Church's
story.
bar on Lower Broadway and throwing it into the street and
I remember
almost hit a cop.
That's right. I remember this story.
So that's where it comes from.
But his interviews are great.
Yeah.
Caleb Presley, he has some really, really good ones out there. So that's an easy one to binge.
Should have done one with Tom Brady right after the roast.
He
That
did
would
do
have
one
been-
with Tom Brady, but I don't
Oh, he
think
did?
Oh, dude, the one with Tom Brady is really funny.
Was it somewhat recent? Or was it like still when he?
Well, I would say within the last year, maybe year, 2 years.
Because I was gonna say, was it when he played? Because how long has he been doing the
No, it
show
was-
for?
He hasn't been. I don't think he's been doing it for like crazy long, but at least a few years. I mean, he did it. He did it with Barstool for a bit. And now I think he's on his own.
Okay.
But I mean, everybody loves Glenny Balls. Glenny Balls is like the best character.
What?
You know Glenny Balls?
Glenny
The
Balls?
guy that's with him that's always like eating ice cream?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a ton of them.
The Drake one is really funny. That one is really, really funny. You should watch that one.
So how much less money are you gonna make versus Kendrick now? So we have a packed weekend. We've got baseball if either Lumen and or Grass Lake win today. They will could play each other if they both win, but one of them will play in the Sweet 16 in the baseball playoffs. Back in my neck of the woods at Adrian College at 10 a.m. Saturday. And then softball's happening right down the road at Clinton. So I'm going to go to the 10 a.m. game. I'm going to swing by and watch softball. Grass Lake's playing Monroe St. Mary at noon. And then if we have a team that makes the quarterfinal for baseball at 3, I'll go there. So follow
going all
JTV's Twitter for live updates throughout the games.
Nice,
So
nice.
I think that's about it. Anything else?
Go Tigers,
Yep.
like always.
Should win 2 out of 3 against the
Yep.
Cubs this weekend.
Yep.
I think Scooble will probably pitch one of those games.
Cubs are pretty good, but yeah, if we got Scooble on the mound, I'm confident.
Yep. I saw a trade rumor while we wrap up here. Would Pittsburgh trade away Paul Skeens?
No, probably not. Not this year.
Do you think they should
I think he's still-
eventually?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think
Because he's getting no. Sorry to interrupt. He's getting no
he's
help.
getting no, and I get that. I mean, their rotation is good. It's just everything else sucks. They can't hit. But there's a good video by I think it was Urinating Tree. I don't know if you've watched his content, but
What?
he makes like sports videos. He has a
And his
very
name is Urinating Tree.
yeah, he has a very distinctive voice. If you watched one of his videos, you'd know who he is. A very distinctive voice. He did a video all about how bad the Pirates are, and it's like they are just wasting this unbelievable rotation that they have because they just can't hit. Their signings were really bad. They should have went after Pete Alonso. They didn't. There's a lot of things that they really screwed up, and they're just a screwed up franchise. Remember the Roberto Clemente sign, that like plaque or whatever, that sign out there that got taken down, stuff like that, where it's just like, man, this organization is really bad. Will they trade him this year? Absolutely not. If he's coming up on a contract year and he's like, I don't want to stay here, I'm not going to get a long-term deal, they will probably trade him to a Dodgers type team.
And that's what I was
be the
gonna say.
Dodgers. It won't be the Dodgers because their rotation is so stacked that I don't think they would.
The trade rumor I just saw. What if Paul Skeens went to the Dodgers?
No, I
And
just
then
don't see it
next
happening.
year, no, I don't either. And when Ohtani comes back and pitches next season,
He might come back this year. from what I'm hearing.
later this year.
Yeah,
but
probably after
it would
All-Star
be
break.
not in order, but Otani, Yamamoto,
Glasnow.
Skeens.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening.
Paul Skeens would have to be number 2 behind Otani. Have to be.
You could put him 1. I wouldn't complain about him being 1.
No, but it's Otani.
Yeah, but like still, I mean,
Oh,
Skeens
1A,
is just,
1B.
yeah, I mean, you know,
But Otani, Skeens, Glasnow, Yamamoto, and
Goslin. But then it's like then they have like Kershaw that's going to be coming back relatively soon. You have a couple other guys. Roki Sasaki's on the IR. He could come back. IL rather. So like, yeah, they have a lot of pitchers. So I think they're fine. I would see him going to a team that's just out of the playoff picture, but still have a good team. Like not like the Orioles,
and that's what
so bad,
the one piece they need to.
Yeah, like
keep
the
going.
Red Sox or a team that's like is going to be maybe a wild card team. You know, who knows? The Yankees could even be an option for him. You know, I'd rather him go to the Yankees than the freaking Dodgers.
But
I don't see him coming here. There's no way. Especially coming up to we got to pay Scooble.
Yeah.
There's no way we're going to do that.
Because Skeens will want to be paid.
Yeah, as much as Scooble will.
Yeah.
You know, and I just hope we get him. I don't care
Although
about
he shouldn't
anybody
be
else.
paid as much as Scooble, but he should be paid.
Well, yeah.
But you can't pay both.
Right. So I just really hope that we
But
can get Scooble.
if you're the Dodgers, who seemingly don't have a cap,
yeah.
why wouldn't you?
Yeah, you could try. It depends on what they were asking for, but it won't be this year. I'll tell you that.
No,
But
not this year.
I am 70-30 that Scooble will not re-sign with the Tigers. My personal.
After this year?
Yeah. Because we can re-sign him this year, but next year would be his last year. But we're trying to get a deal done this year. But right now,
That way next year's not a whole year of theories. you
Yeah.
know.
So
What's going to happen?
Right. But I'm 70-30. He's probably not going to stay. That's my personal opinion. We'll see in a year's time. But
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Again, JTV.tv, thanks to our whole crew, our sports crew. It's going to be another busy weekend. So we'll see. We will let you know in our next show who will be making MSU or U of M.
yes, sir.
For the semis and state finals. So that's Adam. I'm David. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.
Go Tigers.